Okay, I have down below, you can fill this in, 3% of all freshman veterans who start at a 4-year campus get their degree in 5 years or less. 3%. So the usage rate is 70%. The graduation rate is 3%. We're losing them on campus somehow. My goal was to find out why. Now that's significant, that 3%, because we're going to find out later why the Greatest Generation worked. And you'll see why SERV is duplicating the Greatest Generation. Now, what happens is when a soldier brings home, this is from Dr. Ed Padine at the VA, head psychologist, is that he brings home many things. One of them is a heightened awareness of sounds, smells, sensory things to keep him alive in Iraq. Those things kept him alive and kept her alive over there. Not necessarily helping them survive on campus. The camaraderie of the military unit, that heightened adrenaline rush, mission accomplished every day. Doesn't happen in CSU. Doesn't happen on campus. English 101 is not life or death. A mission in Iraq is life or death. You can't replace that. It's hard to change that on a campus. These are the things that I had to learn about and say, how can I try to at least adjust that on the college campuses? And what I found was, discussing with other campuses, and I went to different campuses to talk about different conferences and so on and so forth, and I found that the difference between my program and the other programs out there were that they all focused on what they couldn't do, what the veterans' problems were. Oh, they can't concentrate, they can't focus, oh, they've got a problem. Result, disability services. We'll create a program in disability services to help them out. No vet's going to go to disability services. They go to school? None. University of Arizona tried that. The same time I tried my program, U of A tried it over there in Arizona. Went to disability services. Their first semester, spring, they had 5 students. Second semester, they had 6. Third semester, they had 5. I went from 14 to 25 to 41 because that was not disability services. I needed to have them, but it didn't go through me to get on campus. That's the difference. I focused on their strengths, the strengths of the military unit. They can do things that civilians can't do. If you can bust down a door in Baghdad and hunt out the bad guys, you can handle English 101. The difference is you got 20 of your friends behind you busting out a door in Baghdad, and only one of you English 101. That was the difference. So my experiment was this, being a scientist, let me make a class of gen ed classes only, English 101, Math 101, and so forth, and just have vets only in the class. Let me try that, see if it works. I don't know, I have no idea. Let me try that. If I can change the environment, get rid of the civilians, and put vets only in these classes, then we'll see what happens. Maybe it might improve the situation. That's what I tried to do. So I got the approval from Cleveland State and Betty and everybody else to say, go ahead, Don, try that. The problem was trying to recruit. How do you recruit veterans? Admissions people don't know how to recruit veterans. I don't know how to recruit veterans. I was told, have a vet fair, John, have a vet fair. They'll all show up. Have a vet fair. You gotta do that. Get a vet fair going. They'll be there. So I did. Worked really hard. I had newspaper coverage, I had media coverage, I had everything else. Vet fair, Cleveland State, blah, 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 May 19th, right? 5 vets showed up. 5. I realized that I can't do the same old thing anymore. I have to go out and find them. I can't wait for them to show up at our door. I have to find them. So I changed everything about recruiting. And now, remember, I'm not a recruiter, I'm just a chemistry teacher, okay? I changed everything I did about recruiting. And I'm not going to go into details of what I did, but I realized step number 1, find the parents. If I find the parents, they will then sell the program to the sons and daughters. Because parents go through 4 phases of anxiety. Number 1, oh my God, he's going to the military. Okay? Because I asked him, where were you when he said he was going to sign up? I was in the kitchen, it was Wednesday, I was wearing a dress, it was sunny, it was July 22nd, like it was yesterday they remember it. Because that's the day that their son and daughter said, I'm going to die, I just don't know when, in their mother's mind. So when I walk into that parents group and say, I want to help your son or daughter go to college and graduate, they hug me like I've just shown up, like I'm the savior. And I realized at that point how much it means to them. So I found out those mom groups and those parent groups, and we have one today. I was just at Summit County Marine Moms on Saturday. Saturday? Sunday. Sunday. One of my favorite groups. And I tell all universities, find the mom groups, find the parent groups in your town, and they will help sell it for you. They go through 4 phases of anxiety, parents do. 4 phases. 1, is he going to live? Okay, he's lived. Okay, fine. Is he wounded? He's not wounded. Okay, thank God. Is he okay mentally? I don't know. I was hope he is. And the fourth one is, will they go to college like they promised me? Because that's what they bought into. But Mom, I got education. Okay, fine, you can go. So when you show up, they love you. So that was the first thing. The other thing, I did other things at county fairs. It was tremendous what I did with that, and CSU was great behind me. But the other thing I found out was I was told to get a brochure together. John, get a brochure. Get a brochure, John. Get a brochure first. Get a brochure. I hate brochures. I don't read them. I toss them out. Have a brochure. Okay, thanks. Really toss. You know, I don't read them. Then I ran to realize there was one brochure that is read from cover to cover and is never tossed out. Just one. Can you guess? The church bulletin. Think about it. There's no TV in church. Nothing else to do but read the bulletin for 15 minutes. Oh, look, we got the potluck dinner, youth choir coming up, right? Nothing else to do. And you never throw it out. You feel too guilty. So they always have in there, please pray for our troops, right? Always. I said, why can't I put my name and number in there? Can I do that? I don't know. Let me try. I drove to the 7 churches around Cleveland. And I said, oh, it's a great idea. We'll do that. So it's in there. Work like a charm. That way, and people who have sons and daughters in the military who are deployed right now go to church more often than those who don't. So you reach your target audience right then and there, free, in a pamphlet, because I had no budget, in a pamphlet that is never tossed out. Those are the ways I did the recruiting, okay? Now, so first semester, the first class I get together, I had 14 students in the first class. It was spring of '08. 10 of those went on to the next semester. 71% retention rate. 71%. That's normal for civilians. I don't know what it is for vets. No one counts it. So I said, okay, I hit the civilian target. Thank goodness for that. And I was given a chance to do it again in the fall semester. So in the fall semester, I had 25 students in the SERV classes. 23 went on to spring, a 92% retention rate, which is crazy. That doesn't happen in the civilian world. The third semester this past spring, I had 41 students in the program, 37 went on to the next semester, a 90% retention rate. What I saw happening now was a unit mentality. The unit mentality is taking over, meaning we're not going to let anybody behind. We're all going to succeed together. We came into the military together, we're going to succeed together. It doesn't happen in the civilian world. It was unusual for me to see that. It was crazy. The first semester I had, I was so nervous. I taught chemistry. We had 4 teachers in it. I taught chemistry, and I told the other teacher, I said, I'm going to give out the first exam because I don't know what's going to happen. It's the whole can't concentrate thing, right? So I hand the first exam out. I was really nervous. I know what's going to happen. I have no idea. And it's chemistry. Like fill in the blank, you know, matching, that kind of stuff. It's chemistry, for crying out loud. So I gave out the exam. I had 14 kids in the class. And I waited. An hour was up. They turned it in, and they walked out. No one tore it up. No one freaked out. No one was yelling and screaming. I'm like, okay, that's good. I graded it higher average than my civilians. I said, okay, this is unusual. I went back to the VA, and I asked the group with John Merritt the question. I said, I have an idea about why you couldn't concentrate. Tell me if it's true or not. When you walk into a classroom full of civilians, 50 civilians, let's say, English 101, you walk into a classroom. Does this go through your mind? Okay, I got 50 civilians in here. I got to worry about who's going to try to kill me, who I got to protect, find out where the exits are, where the entrances are, who's carrying what, why they're walking that way, why they're making that noise, why they're sitting that way, what's going on. I can't think this way. What's question 1? He said, yeah, Schupp, that's it. I said, okay, you walk in a room full of vets. They're all on your side. I'm not going to try to kill you. You have to protect them. What's question 1? That was it. They couldn't concentrate because they're trained to evaluate the environment and protect the civilians in that environment. The civilians in the classroom are the environment. Remove them for the first semester and watch them progress. That's what did it. Not isolation, transition. The first 2 semesters, I offered 12 credit hours the first semester, full-time benefits, in vets-only classes. Second semester, 9 credit hours. They have to take a civilian class to get into the civilian world. And then after that, they're good to go. Not isolation, transition. That's what works. That's why they're doing so well now. That's why I have the rates I have right now. So I want you to go to page, and this is some new data. So they find it, page 3. 2 things happen now in the classes. 2 things happen. 15 minutes is on time. 15 minutes early is on time for military, okay?